doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty great. How's your week going?
It's going really well. Just getting back in the swing of things. Had a great spring break. Finally got to go out to Metroflex and train a little bit. So I think it's just good to be back though.
Awesome. What exactly is Metroflex?
Metroflex is it's what they call the mecca of bodybuilding. It's where all the top bodybuilders in the world go to, and they have one in Arlington where I went.
Yeah.
It's a hardcore gym. A lot of not much has changed. Like it's the same equipment that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Serge Dubray use, but it's just new age people in there, like a younger crowd, very intense crowd, and it's almost no rules in there. You just go in there, you throw around heavy weights, and you see people that go beyond genetic limitations, and just it's a great place to be if you're looking for insane motivation and you want to take your body to the next level.
Man, I bet that felt awesome going to somewhere that is such a famous place that so many legends have worked out in. I bet that made you feel
Yeah, it was.
amazing.
It definitely was an honor to be able to step foot to where guys like Ronnie Coleman,
Yeah.
Branch Warren, um, Jay Cutler have also stepped foot into. But it also makes you feel as if you got to prove yourself. You got to earn your stripes because they know who goes in there and they know who doesn't go. So me and my friend, we were people who they had never seen before. So we had to make our name known
Yeah.
while we're in there. So it was cool to prove yourself and show that you can hang with the big dogs. Gave me a sense of entitlement.
That's good. That's awesome. So what got you into fitness?
Well, I played college football
Oh.
at the highest level. I played hockey on a traveling team,
Mhm.
which I could have gone to the higher level, but I didn't want to sacrifice my teen years
Yeah.
to play hockey. So I chose football, and I got to play at the highest level of the which is the Division 1 for a year before I
Okay.
got hurt and had to leave the team.
Oh no. How did it make you feel to leave the football team?
It's just I was heartbroken, to say the least. I mean, that's something I devoted so much time to, something that I wanted more than I could breathe.
Yeah.
That's how great I wanted to be. I wanted to be more great than I wanted to breathe.
Yeah.
Like I would before, like I would lift with the offensive linemen that played on our team, but I would go run with the receivers. And after those workouts, I would go do another workout with my trainer. And after that workout, I would go do my own workouts. I was working out 3 times a day during the summer. I worked out twice a day during the school year. I wanted it so bad more than anybody.
Yeah.
And when you devote so much time into something like that, and your identity becomes that, to be
Yeah.
stripped of it so abruptly, it creates a it creates identity issues inside of the person. So I had identity issues. I felt lost. I felt sad. I felt hurt that they would just drop me like that.
Yeah.
And that was definitely one of my lowest points in my life.
Oh my goodness. How did you deal with being at such a low point? Because it sounded like you put a lot of dedication into football and it really meant a lot to you. How did that make you feel being at the lowest point?
Well, like I said, when you have to let go of something you love so much and just so abruptly taken from you,
Hmm.
it creates identity issues. And sometimes talking isn't the only way to cope. Because the more
Yeah.
I talk about it, more sad I'll become. The more sad I'll become, the more deeper into depression I was. And so the only way I saw out was either to kill myself. That's how low I was,
Yeah.
or start doing drugs.
Yeah.
So I started tweaking really hard. And in that moment, I was so high on everything. It would take away those feelings that I felt of depression. I felt happy.
Yeah.
I snort a few lines. I feel on top of the world. I have this insane sense of confidence that I lacked from giving up football. Um, I just used drugs to cope, which was wrong, which ended up getting me kicked out of Florida State completely. Not even just the football team, but out of the whole school
Yeah.
completely. Um, and that was my real low point. in that moment, I was just so depressed. I didn't leave my bed. I didn't. I. I did not want to do anything. I would just lash out on my brothers and my family. The people who cared about me the most, I would lash out on them, hit them, snap on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my parents, my brothers are afraid of me, and I really had nobody at that point. So that's when I decided to take my own life. Um, luckily, I failed. Luckily, I failed, and now I'm here to tell you this story. Um, it just, it was a bad time. It was a really bad time.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a really rough time, Zeke. But look at you. You've endured it. You overcome all those obstacles. How did you get out of there?
Well, I went to rehab, and I was just like, I cannot believe I'm here. Like, not that I was better than the people, just me, myself. Like, I can't believe I let myself get to this point. So in there, I decided, I said, either I can rise up from this, or I can keep digging myself down this hole. And in that moment, I decided to climb out of that hole and rise up.
It's amazing.
So, um, just in that moment, I remember my whole mindset just changed. Like, you know, I have a few mental disabilities that require me to take medicine. And when I take my medicine, my mind's clear and I'm focused. And I felt like that in that moment without even taking any medicine. And I knew this is who I wanted to be. I knew what I wanted and how I need to get there, which led me back to fitness, which led me to becoming a bodybuilder, which now is leading me to become the best bodybuilder to ever do it. That's my ultimate goal in this sport. So, I mean, climbing back up, it was tough. I had my falls. I had relapses. I had a lot of relapses, but I finally just kicked it all, and it just gave me the best feeling in the world, like just smiling on the inside. When I look back to where I was 2011 to where I am now, it makes me just smile on the inside, and I couldn't. It sounds weird, but I'm really happy I went through all that because it got me to where I am right now, being able to tell you this story.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing, Zeke. Because you had to go through a lot of obstacles, and it sounded like through the darkness, you found truly who you were and truly the person you could become. And that you dug yourself out that hole. Not a lot of people can do that. And that's amazing that you did conquer all of those obstacles. But now you found your passion of bodybuilding. And it sounds like that's just has put you in the right mind frame and that you found your new hobby. Because it did sound like football did mean so much to you. But it sounds like you just want to take this bodybuilding thing and take it to the next level and be the best that you could possibly be. That's so amazing.